Enjoy your meeting.
30 minutes or less.
Just a reminder, today's meeting is being recorded.
So again, Connie, I'll just officially welcome you to our Living Well Now Wednesday Wisdom, we've called it. We have these a couple of times a month, and we're just really honored that you're joining us. I'm Angela Lehman, and I'm one of the Living Well Now leaders. And what we were just discussing before we started the recording was that you started mentoring our leadership back in January of 2014, which wasn't so long ago. And we had a class at my mom's house of 30 people on average, and it has exploded and blossomed into something that is duplicatable no matter where you live and who you're working with, because at the forefront of our team is your amazing leadership of duplication and also outrageous customer service. So I want to just appreciate you first as we get started, Connie, for your foresight and for your leadership and mentorship over these last few years. Thank you so much for that.
Well, you're very welcome, Angie, but I do want to say, you guys, I want to just really praise and edify you, because what I've noticed with your group, and that's a culture, is that you guys really were coachable and you wanted to delve into this, and you put the effort and the commitment into making it work for yourselves, but then that dedication to mentoring the next. And so I want to commend you guys as people, because you really created that energy because of your own passions and your own commitment to skills and mentoring. So congratulations to all of you.
Yes, and honestly, that coachability has made a huge difference in our success because we were like sponges. I remember early on just thinking, okay, in fact, I still have a poster you helped me create of what this could build, what our team could look like, and I just wanted to soak it all up. So I really appreciated just the time and attention, and again, the ways that you have poured into us what you've learned from your journey. Can you, let's just do a quick introduction, since some folks might not be aware of your position in Young Living is as a Royal Crown Diamond, but we know nobody starts there. So go ahead, would you tell us just a little bit about your journey, and also maybe we're going to get into some struggles and what you've learned along the way in this discussion.
Sure. Well, I think most of you know I was a teacher by trade, and I was a very passionate mom, and really setting up a healthy, healing home for my family. And as far as the journey of this network marketing business, it's definitely been an interesting and rewarding one. I think that this business develops the person inside, as well as creating a great career income. It's totally a personal journey to becoming better yourself. And so there's really celebrations along the way, as well as the struggles that you implied. So I think of my network marketing business as kind of this therapy session that I've been going to through years and years. I believe in investing because it actually helps me to become a better person. So I always think of it as investing in my therapy. It's actually a cheaper version. But anyway, I think one of the biggest things is there are going to be struggles, as with any career, but the thing that I learned most about this journey is that there's more reward along the way, and there's such great joy to this business. So that's one of the reasons I love it so much.
Well, and I love that you picked up on the high energy and the personal development that takes place, and ultimately the joy that can come out of this business. I was just talking to a leader today who's in her first 6 months of the business, and she was, we were commenting about how far she's come already. I can only imagine the insights you have from your experience. How did being, and this is a little bit off my questions, but were there Were there aha moments or light bulb moments for you along the way?
Oh, and there continues to be. Yes. And sometimes I think I'll go way, way back to when I began, because sometimes people think that it was just easy and you're, automatically successful. Well, when I started doing the business and started the classes and such, I want all of you to know that there were many times nobody showed up, and then I think one of the things that I learned is that I really have to had myself understand that we all come in at an entry level in this business, just like we would at any career. We come in at an entry level. And I think that was one of my struggles, is because I thought I would be instantly successful. I was a good leader in our school district. People loved me. I had communication skills. So I thought I was going to be this instant success. And I want you all to know that I had to really work at this, because I think in our regular careers we may have like a little position power. And I had to learn personal power. And so first thing I learned is I was coming in at an entry level, and I needed to dedicate myself to learning some skills. And so that's something I had to work on, is to really dedicate to learning those skills. And it was really funny in the beginning, Angie, because I don't know how many classes, a lot of classes, and nobody was signing up. Now I got them to come, so I must have been learning the skill of inviting, right? So now they're coming, and everybody would clap and tell me how wonderful the presentation was, and they think the oils are awesome, but nobody is signing up. So there's the next skill, and I bet you all can guess the next skill that I had to learn. And it was how to close. How do you give that clear call to action? So anyway, as we look at this business, there's struggles as you grow. And in the beginning, I just want to encourage all of you to really look at those skills, and then look at the process of the skills, of learning those skills, so that you do them well. And you'll have a much more joyful journey, and yet you'll feel that confidence and posturing started because you know the skill, and now you can mentor that with others.
One thing people might not be aware is that you have recently released a book, a manual for our entrepreneurial team. Our team has embraced that through mentorship and coaching, through the text and skills that you put together in that. Would there be, and so I offer that to this call for those people who are brand new to check in with their sponsor or enroller to find out how to get connected to an entrepreneurial manual. That's become a huge guidebook to success for us, because you outline very well in there the skills and tools necessary to be successful. Any comments about entrepreneurial manual, or the heart and soul of that for us? Or is there another for that? Is there another?
Well, I think, we talked a little bit about personal growth, and we've talked about skills now, but I think another key part of this business is becoming a mentor, but keeping it simple. Because I would say another mistake I made in the beginning was I overcomplicated it. This is a very simple business, and so we don't want to overcomplicate it. But so what the Entrepreneurial Guidebook does is it just gives the simple steps to get people started. And then as they move on, you can go to all the other amazing trainings out there. But in your first 6 weeks of business, you need some guidelines, and that's what the Entrepreneurial Book was set up to do, is just to give the basic guidelines for the first 6 weeks of business, so they have some basic learning to do without being overwhelmed. And then that's hooked up to a mentoring site where there's videos, and the Living Well Now team is a big part of that. And so where people can go individually and go on there and do some learning on their own in very short, simple ways as they move along. So I think it will be helpful to all of you new people that have decided to really take a serious look at this as a career. It will help you in your process as you go along in this 4-year journey. Mm-hmm.
I think you can hear how grateful we are to you for that sort of resource has been so invaluable to us, and we know that the personal development, the skills, the tools and resources have been a huge part of being successful. We also, I'm going to shift gears a little bit to events and talk about, we think plugging into events has really built leaders on our team as well. And I know that you have been a huge part of big events in our last couple of years' history. And so tell us more about Ignite and your vision for what that will do for new builders and folks that have been around a while in our group as well.
Okay. Well, if you are a new, it doesn't matter if you've been in the business a while or if you're a new builder, but I think the Ignite event is one of those larger events where you come and it builds your belief. When you're around like-minded people, there's a new posturing that takes place. You also let go of things that don't serve you, because many of us, quite frankly, we have some, maybe we don't feel we can do it, or maybe we have some disbelief. And this, when you go to events like this, it allows you to let go of those disbeliefs and be encouraged by the people that are successful and have gone before you. And there's a saying in this business, and in fact some of the top leaders always do this, that you want to be around people that have done it. There is, I don't know if it's osmosis, Angie, or what we would call it, but when you're around people that are successful and passionate and on fire, there's something through osmosis that you pick up and your posturing changes. And I think as leaders that are successful, it's almost as if we're, I truly believe we're messengers of belief, but I think people are looking for hope. And so I really sometimes think as leaders, when we come together, we inspire hope in each other and belief in that we can impact more and more lives. I really think this business model is an answer to people. And so I think as a new builder or any builder, by going to an event like Ignite, you're going to walk away with much more than the knowledge that you hear. You're going to walk away with a change in posturing and confidence, and I think even more fire and gut determination than you would if you don't go.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful. Because as we've been planning and preparing, those are those heartfelt things that you can't even pin. You know, it really has to be something that's experienced, is what I hear you saying.
Yeah. Yes. And you know, it's one thing I have learned through attending as many events. I still attend events. There's something important about being around like-minded people and people of power. And what I mean by that, power meaning vision. And one of the things I've learned through this business is now I embrace being uncomfortable. Because somebody one time came to me and they said, "Oh, as a Royal Condominant, I bet you don't even get nervous anymore." And I said, "Oh, no, that's not correct. Every day I still step out in faith, and I have to step over that fear every day. The only difference between someone new and myself is I've learned to embrace being uncomfortable, stepping out of that comfort zone and stepping out in faith, because it's been worth the steps doing that. And so, you know, we hear of these adrenaline junkies that jump off mountains and things like that. Well, I'm an adrenaline junkie in being uncomfortable. And it's been rewarding and fun. Part of my business journey is that I have embraced being uncomfortable. And it's been the results are unbelievable.
And I've often heard it said, too, that where you let go is where God takes over. So in those places of moving past your comfort zone, God catches you, right?
Yes, exactly. And, yeah, and we're rewarded for that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, great. Well, and I also, some people might not be aware, but you are going to be one of our featured speakers at Ignite. We're glad that you took on that role and responsibility in addition to the other many things that you have going on. Why did you agree to be a part of this? I mean, yes, we twisted your arm and forced you and you know, threatened. I'm totally kidding, kind of. But why would you agree? Again, stepping outside your comfort zone, you know, still getting nervous or unsure. Tell us about why you agreed to come speak to our team, and also what you're excited about at this year's Ignite with our lineup.
Well, I think, Angie, the biggest part of this agreement is the joy that it gives me. I think as we grow our businesses, one of the things that sets network marketing apart from traditional careers is we meet people that we love to hang out with. And you and your team are people that I get goosebumps thinking that I have the privilege of standing arm to arm with you in this business. I love the Arizona team. I think you guys model where you pour your wisdom and love into others so generously. And it's a group of people who desire to do something that matters, and that speaks to my heart. And I truly believe in the whole ripple effect. And I want to continue together with amazing people such as your teams in making a difference for others. And so there's no hesitation. It's a privilege, and it just regenerates energy in me. And yeah, it's a joyful thing for sure.
Well, and we're super thrilled to have your daughter Maura joining us again this year. We love that she is also taking a risk to be part of the lineup, along with Adam Green and Artemis Limpert, who you introduced us to when we were first getting started, and have made that connection with us. Thank you so much for that, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's so cool. Like, you know, you get kind of starstruck in this business, too, in that I'm not sure if everyone realizes, but having someone of Artemis's caliber and Adam's caliber and the whole lineup, you're really, I don't know if everybody grasps what a big deal this is. And so I just commend the Living Well Now team for hosting this event. And please pass the word that, I mean, this is really amazing that you could get such an incredible lineup. So congratulations to all of you, but get the word out there of what a amazing thing this is going to be.
Well, and some people might not be aware, but a lot of folks are coming in from out of state, and some have purchased VIP packs. And those VIPs and out-of-state participants will be privy to a special Q&A session with you and Adam and Artemis on Friday night. So we are really thrilled that you're giving us a little extra, even more of your time and energy to have an intimate conversation with those people who have made some big commitments for travel and for risking and bringing their whole team. So thank you in advance for that as well.
Well, you're very welcome, and I want to say a couple of things. The first thing is that's an amazing thing that you're doing, because to have where you're up close and personal to these leaders is really a great thing for everyone involved in the VIP part. And then I also want to say, though, looking at your team, look among yourselves. There are superstars in the making, and I'm just thrilled by how many of you are just amazing leaders, and your whole team has pulled together into this force to be reckoned with. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I also, you mentioned something earlier that I've written a lot of notes, actually, as we've been speaking tonight. But one thing I wanted to come back to, because I would love for you to, we're almost finished with our time together, but I'd love for you to reflect on this. You said, you felt we feel a kinship with each other because we do something that matters, that we are really impacted by changing the world. And I know when you were first getting started with teaching about healing for families and having healthy lifestyles and not just a green home and that kind of thing, you were really influenced to really change a part of your world. And so could you tell us, for those people who might not know your original story, will you tell us a little bit about why you feel so passionate about doing something that matters and how that impacts you even today?
Sure. Well, it all started when I had my cousin who I grew up with. She had developed colon cancer. She was only in her early 40s and passed away very quickly from that. And then my other cousin, who was a hospital administrator, he was only 34 years old. He developed brain cancer and passed away in that same 2 years. And then my nephew, who was 25, he passed away from throat cancer. And then my brother was given a prescription combo that was lethal, and he committed suicide. And so within 2 years, my whole life was shaken. And I loved teaching. I had been a teacher for years, but I knew I had to do something. And through my tears, I read and read and read why would all these beautiful young people die? And through my tears, I learned that a lot of the things that affect our immune systems, affect our endocrine systems, affect that, are harmful, and they're found right in our own home. So I knew right then and there that I needed to awaken people and create awareness in the value of going way beyond green, but starting to create a healing home. And so I started teaching about the healing home and creating that, and my heart passion just grew stronger and stronger. And I finally decided, like, that all the stars aligned, or whatever you want to say, but it worked out where I became dissatisfied with my position, and it was perfect timing. And I said, you know what, I think I'm being directed to take a different path in my life. And I quit teaching 7 years before my retirement. My friends thought I was crazy. Just go to retirement, Connie, just go to retirement. And I thought, no, my heart is speaking so loudly for me. So now I tell people I want to empower people to listen to their heart's passion, because it seems like everybody has a purpose that's been put onto their heart, but sometimes we only listen to it in the view of reality. And so what I did is I risked. I took a chance because my heart really spoke to me that this is something I just knew I had to do, and to take a risk. And I look back now, and I'm really glad I took that risk. and set the pace for what we have now.
Connie, I love that you've made joy out of sorrow in your life, and that continues to be part of your calling and your purpose, and that you're stepping forth outside of your comfort zone in order to make that happen. And I just affirm that in you and call that forth even more in these next years. I'm thrilled.
Thanks.
Yeah, seriously, thrilled for you.
And I want to share. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. I wanted to share with your new builders, though. Like when I started out with this, it was only something on my heart, and I only shared with my neighbors and my friends. And then I knew, well, gee, maybe it can impact our community. And it started impacting the way people thought about that in our community. And then it began to branch out and branch out. And now we're looking at helping people become aware of healing homes now in Southeast Asia and Europe. So now that small little ripple effect that I started, I threw the pebble in my own neighborhood, and then that pebble created a little ripple effect to the community, and now the ripple effect has gone globally. So I want to encourage you, just start with your own passion in your own home and your own neighborhood and your own community, and you will see it will take on a life of its own. You don't even have to think that far. It's just be passionate where you are right now and be committed to learning and be coachable, and you will see that ripple effect will continue for you as well.
What a beautiful image for us tonight. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom and encouragement to those of us who are just getting started and those of us who have been on the journey for a while. You give us hope in your words and in your practices, and we just thank you for that, Connie.
You're welcome, Angie.
As we close our call tonight, would you have any final words that you want to share with our group or encouragement that you would want to give beyond the amazingness we've had already?
Well, I guess what I always say to people just starting is you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. So jump in, have a good time, and just enjoy the journey.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Connie McDanel, Royal Crown Diamond, an amazing leader. We appreciate you, and we will look forward to seeing you at Ignite.
Bye, Angie. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Connie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.